My young son only wanted a cup of yogurt, but I snatched it from his hands and scolded him fiercely, warning him never to touch anything I had eaten again. The boy was on the verge of tears, but what he didn't know was that I was actually protecting him. I am an ordinary laborer, barely making a living by cleaning windows. After my wife and I divorced, my son and I relied on each other. My only wish was to raise him well, but then, sudden news shattered everything. I was diagnosed with late-stage cancer and given less than a month to live. The devastating news nearly broke me. My own death didn't matter, but what would happen to my son without his father? After much thought, I decided to do one last thing for my son before I died. I asked the community to help find a family to adopt George. Soon, a wealthy man came forward. He owned a massive estate spanning thousands of square meters and lived in a luxurious villa. After talking with him and his wife, I could see how much they loved children. I nodded in satisfaction and was ready to entrust my son to them. But when I learned the man already had a son of his own, I immediately refused. I was too afraid my boy would be treated differently. Disappointed, I returned to my room and looked at my young son, my heart filled with bitterness. As days passed, my condition worsened. Even drinking water became difficult. It seemed death was already at my doorstep. For my son's future, I endured the pain and tried to earn more money. But the agony was so intense, I nearly passed out and had to rest briefly. My boss accused me of laziness, deducted half my pay, and fired me. One day, my son found a dead bug and asked me why it wasn't moving. After a long silence, I told him the bug had died and would never move again. I wanted him to understand what death meant, because soon I would be just like that bug. He listened, only half understanding. The illness tormented me constantly, but I refused to give up until I knew my son was taken care of. When George noticed I was unwell, he thoughtfully brought me a glass of water, believing it would make me better. I took him to meet his second family, a couple who were teachers. They were gentle and refined, and they seemed to genuinely love children. They had even prepared a crib in anticipation of George's arrival. I was very pleased, but as we were about to leave, the wife stopped us, subtly implying that George couldn't take the toys with him. My heart sank with disappointment. How could such a stingy family provide a good life for my son? On the way home, George asked me what adoption meant. I wanted to hide the truth, but seeing his innocent face, I explained it to him. He thought I was abandoning him and threw a tantrum, hoping it would make me change my mind. Seeing him like that, I couldn't bring myself to tell him the truth. Instead, I bought him a small cake to ease my guilt. He placed 33 candles on the cake, one for each year of my life, and then added one more, hoping I would still be with him next year. But as time went on, my health declined even further. I could no longer walk straight. Knowing my time was short, I sold my beloved car to spend my final days creating happy memories with my son. We rode bumper cars, merry-go-rounds, and swings. We ate sweet cotton candy. I did everything I could to make up for what he would lose, hoping he would have a beautiful childhood after I was gone. Just days before I felt death approaching, the community found another family, a single mother who couldn't have children due to health issues. Her greatest wish was to adopt a child, and my arrival gave her hope. I knew she might be the only person I could truly entrust my son to. Back home, I made a time capsule for George to open when he turned 18. I even included a 35th candle. How I wished I could watch him grow up, see him get married, and live a happy life.